Hello everyone, Danny Garola here with Stampin' the Pink Parn, coming to you from Tucson, Arizona. It is very beautiful here today. Hello Bonnie. Yes, very beautiful weather today. We are in the middle of getting the pool set up so we can all go out and go swimming since the weather is so beautiful, nice and warm. It has been a little on the windy side. Today we had to go ahead and turn the heater on, Geez Louise, don't turn the heater on. We had to turn the AC on. I know some of you guys maybe had to turn the heaters on because it's still very chilly where you are. Hello Becky, hello Peggy. Yeah, definitely no heaters going on around here. Sorry for that. I was thinking of how warm it was. We had to turn the AC on. Goofy me. So yes, not a whole heck of a lot going on right now. We have gotten most of our chickens moved up here. So yesterday, that's what me and my husband spent the day doing, was moving all of our big chicken coops up. If you guys saw the pictures that I had posted, they seem to be very, very happy in their new home. So that's always good to know when your animals have adapted and are feeling comfortable where they've been moved and they don't feel like they're being threatened. So we have to catch ducks now down at the other house. So we will probably spend either tomorrow or Wednesday catching the ducks. We left a couple of the coops down there just so they can feel comfortable roaming into the cages that we have down there. And hopefully when we go to feed down there, they will go into those coops so they're much easier to catch. Hello, Sheila. And so I let a lot, the reason why I still have birds down there is because it is very hard to catch my free range birds because, as it says, they are free ranged around my yard. Thank you, Sheila, for sharing. So to catch them is not an easy task. And with the heat the way it is, I am not running my big booty around chasing those animals. So I told my husband, I go, we have to figure out some way to catch them so I don't have to run around that yard and try to catch those things because it is not fun. Yesterday when we got the big coops from down there, it's nice because those chickens were already contained in coops, so I could just put those in, we've got big huge dog crates that I load different sets of chickens into to move all of them. So yes, they do seem to be very happy. Hello, Mom. Hello, Marcia. So come on in, you guys. Tell me where you're watching me from. I always love to hear where you guys are in the country or maybe in the world, depending on where you're watching me from. Hello, Linda. It's always nice to kind of find out what is going on in your neck of the woods versus where I am here in the straight desert. Hello, Linda. So yes, very, very deserty around here. We have started our gardens for the spring. Now it is kind of a short window. Thank you, Marcia, for sharing. It's kind of a short window for us because during the summer it is so hot. Not too much vegetation wants to grow around here because what wants to grow in this kind of heat? So I have some of my spring herbs and that kind of stuff growing up on my patio. We have a big Arizona room that we can have things indoor but still have it with the big breezy windows coming through so they still get the coolness. 81 in Kentucky and very humid. Yes, see, I'm so thankful we don't have the humidity here because that is one thing I cannot handle. We've talked about going to Florida and going to Disney World, but I just don't think I could handle the humidity there. It would drive me bananas. Like, I would not even have a good time there. Here, you know, on the west side of the country, it's a little bit drier over here where when we want to go to a big amusement park or something like that, we go to Disneyland over in Anaheim, California, and you really don't have to deal with too much humidity. Yes, you get some coming off of the ocean there on the California coast, but for the most part, it stays pretty dry. It does get very hot over there as well. I've been to Disneyland. Well, we used to live right by Disneyland, so we used to go all the time when I was little. But when we took the kids back, I want to say it was probably like 2007 is when we took, or maybe it was 2008 when we took our kids. Now, it was before my youngest daughter was born, and it was warm. We went in, I think it was August. It was either August or September when we went. And it was warm. Trust me, the kids got a little red and sunburnt, and we had to keep lubing them up with sunblock. And you know how it is when you go to a huge amusement park like that. It is very tiring. And when you've got little kids, they get tired and they get cranky. And so, but other than that, it was great. We did have a great time. We also went to Universal Studios. So I'm going to stick to our neck of the woods over here when we go to amusement parks. I will not be doing the Florida one. I can't do the humidity. Hello, Frida. Hello, Kay. So I have got some beautiful, like seriously beautiful Mother's Day cards to share with you guys tonight. Can you guys believe Mother's Day is like right around the corner? So that being said, I do know I'm a little late on coming out with these cards. Now, if you guys have any of the product, you guys can recreate these cards. Now, those of you who are going to win these cards, they are going to be coming to you a day after Mother's Day. But hey, the way I see it is better late than never. So those of you who win these cards, you can always hold on to it to the following year, or maybe you can celebrate, you know, all week long and give this card to someone you know who is a mother and you just didn't get to see them on Mother's Day. You can always send them a late card. Other than that, when I flip you guys around, we have a couple things to talk about. Paper share ended yesterday. My paper share did. So I am going to be ordering all the paper tomorrow, and holy smokes, you guys, I am like baffled on how many of you guys signed up for it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get all this paper to you guys and in your hands. It is going to be wonderful. And so that registration is now closed as of yesterday. So today is the last day to get your invoices paid to be able to get your paper in a timely fashion. Otherwise, if I have to order again, if I get late invoices in, that's going to delay your shipping. But everybody who's already paid, I will order tomorrow, and you guys will get your stuff on time as the dates were stated in the blog post. All right, you guys, so I'm going to get you guys flipped around. We are going to, like I said, talk about a few things. I will do the giveaways for last week's cards, and I have a beautiful card that I just received in the mail today that I want to share with you guys. I am in love with this card. So yeah, so let me get you guys flipped around. So hang tight. Okay, I think that looks okay. So another thing that I did want to mention to you guys, so on Monday the 22nd, I will not be doing a Facebook Live because we have a local Arizona demonstrators meetup. So this is something new. Those of you who are demonstrators, you've probably received an email from Stampin' Up telling you to join your local Facebook. Hello, Lisa. To join your local Facebook group. So me and another one of my team members are going to be traveling down to the next city down, and we are going to have a meetup with all of the other, well, not all, but some of the other demonstrators from the Tucson and outskirting area, to have a meetup and all of us kind of meet one another. I'm so excited. So I just want to let you guys know that I will not be live on the 22nd. So just so you know. Okay, we are going to look at the Exploring in Color. This is the Paper Pumpkin kit that is currently available to subscribe to. Now, this one is all about the great outdoors and our new current in colors. There's also this add-on right here. Now, just remember, this ends May 10th. So Wednesday is your last day to get your hands on this beautiful Paper Pumpkin kit. It says, get ready for an adventure in color. This month's Paper Pumpkin kit brings the colors and images of the great outdoors to your crafting. It features cards in our brand new in color and outdoorsy design, plus exclusive free stickers. Whether you're a hardcore wilderness enthusiast or just adore color and nature, you'll love what's waiting for you in this month's Paper Pumpkin kit. Now, there is an add-on that you can purchase in my store at shopdannygarola.com and hit that little shop tab, and it'll take you right into my store. You can add these on. The item code is 163113, and those are $10. You're going to get 18 additional cards besides your Paper Pumpkin kit. Your Paper Pumpkin kit is a subscription. It's separate than these. These are something you have to go into the store and buy. 18 cards, 6 each of 3 different designs. They are absolutely beautiful cards. So just know that that is something you can add on to this and get yourself 18 more cards on top of your already 9 cards that you're going to be creating with this Paper Pumpkin kit. All right, mystery stamping for the month of May. On Wednesday the 10th, I will be putting out the supply list. So please keep watch on my blog for the mystery stamping for May. You can get all your supplies together. We will be doing the mystery stamping live on Wednesday the 17th. I have a event already created for that here in my Facebook events. And then I will draw a winner on the 24th for all of you who create the same layout or technique that I decide to use, and post your cards over on Pink Barn Stampers group. That is my private group. So if you're not a part of that, please join that. Okay, so that is all we needed to talk about as far as news was concerned. Let me show you guys this beautiful card that I just got in the mailbox today. This is a thank you card. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for sharing. This card is absolutely stunning, you guys. I loved this stamp set and the punches that coordinated with this. Now, this stamp set is no longer available, but holy smokes, I wish it was, because this is such a fun card. This came from one of the winners of the mystery stamping from last month. She was just thanking me for the prize that she got. And yeah, such a beautiful card. So thank you so much, Miss Anna. That came from Miss Anna Rebadu, since she was last month's winner. All right, so we have winners of last week's cards. So last week we did something a little bit different. I created this really cute little note card box set. And it has 5 cards in it, using all 5 of the new in colors. And then I have the matching little envelopes here to go with them. So I'm just gonna randomly pick a color here, and that will go to the first winner. So for hitting that like button, so that little thumbs up button. All of you who hit the heart, the thumb, will be entered into one of the cards tonight that I make. So just make sure you hit and smash that button for me. So I'm going to just say, okay, here's a card right here. This one, it's blank in the inside, but this card right here is going to go to Lynn Hunt. I think it's Phones, if I'm saying that correctly. So I don't believe that well, maybe I do have no, I don't. I don't think I have your address. So if you are watching this, Lynn Hunt Phones, please share your address with me over on the messenger, or you can always email me at stampinthepinkbarn@gmail.com and send me your address so I can get this cute little card and envelope in the mail to you. All right, the next one, I'm going to do this boho blue one. Now, for commenting on last week, so if you just come in here and you congratulate the winner, just come in and tell me hi, let me know where you're watching me from. That gets you entered again in the comments section for the comments card. This one here is that new current boho blue card. This card here is going to go to Karen Wetstein. Not sure if I have your address either, but just send me an email or message me your email. Please do not put any of your private information in the comments of this video. I don't need people spamming you and doing, sending, bad things to you or whatever. So please either private message me or send me an email with your address. Okay, the next one that I'm going to do this. This is the copper clay. This one is going to go to, for sharing last week's video. This one here is going to go to Marcia Lynn. So Marcia, this card is going to be coming your way. So I have to now make sure that I get these in order. So congratulations, you guys. You're going to get to see this beautiful in color with that Circle Sayings set that I created this with. So you can always go back and view my blog on my blog to how to create this little box that I made along with those 5 cute little cards. I show you exactly how to make this little box and the little belly band that goes around here, or you can visit my YouTube page. I also have it downloaded over there for you to view it as well. But the dimensions and everything you will find on my blog. Okay, so let me make sure I put these aside so I don't get those mixed up as far as colors and who's getting what. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's cards because like I said, they are really, really beautiful. All right, so this first card, I'm gonna be using Berry Burst. And again, these are going to be all Mother's Day cards since I know I have a bunch of Mother's Day cards that I need to get making. I have already kind of started and I wanted to show you guys what I've been working on. Okay, so Berry Burst is going to be my card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. We are going to fold it in half and burnish it down. Okay, there's my card base. Set that aside. Then I have an inside for that card. So what I am going to be using today is I am using the Artistically Inked stamp set. Now, I'm going to be using this great big stamp right here, and I need to get out my block for that. Okay, so that's gonna go there. We're gonna use that. Then we are going to use the dies as well. And I'm going to be using this die right here. Now, the die set for this is now sold separately and is not a bundle anymore. So let me tell you exactly what that is called. That is called the Artistic Dies, and that is on page 162. And I'm going to be using this great big leaf right there. So this coordinates with the Artistically Ink stamp set. So I am going to be using a piece of gold foil. Now our gold foil come in these sheets, big 12 by 12 sheets. I'm going to be using the gold along with that great big leaf. And so I'm going to take that and I'm going to cut that out of the gold in that die. And when I do, I'm going to get a piece that looks just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I need another basic white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I need another little scrap of the basic white, that is what I'm going to do my sentiment on. And for my sentiment, I'm going to be bringing in the Charming Sentiments along with the Sentiments Silhouette dies. Okay, I am going to be using the sentiment that says, wishing you everything wonderful, and then we'll say Happy Mother's Day on the inside. So we will be stamping up on that in just a minute and die cutting that. But while we've got this white piece out here, I want to go ahead and stamp my little artistically inked stamp here. Now this kind of looks like a watercolor from what I kind of consider it. So I'm going to put this right down the side here. Just like that. And then I'm going to turn this, and now that that's going to be going the other angle, I'm just going to kind of put that right over the top of that. Just like that. Oh, don't ruin my leaves. Oh, I guess I should have left that out for a minute because we're going to use that little white scrap. And we're going to stamp wishing you everything wonderful. Just going to stamp that on that white scrap. What else would be pretty is if you were to take a scrap of your Berry Burst and do this in your Versamark and do it in white embossing powder on that. It would look really pretty in that as well. So let me grab my dies. And I am going to move this over here so I don't destroy that. And let me grab the little boho blue machine here, which you can find in my store also. This is now available for customers. This is that boho blue machine. So I'm going to take that wishing everything and then take the coordinating die that goes with that and turn it correctly. And I love that they have created dies that cut these sentiments out perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Just like that. Hello, Rhea. Hello, Renee. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside. Get out my little sentiment. Okay, now let's get back to this card. So what I'm going to do with this little leaf here that I have in this gold is I'm just going to place some glue down the center stem of those leaves. Hey, lady in the other room, can you please turn down your device? I'm hearing myself on echo. My mom is in the other room and she's watching my video and I can hear myself in stereo, but it's like an echo though. Kind of silly. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that just like that right on top of that berry burst. Hold on a second. Maybe she didn't hear me. I thought maybe she was out on the patio or something. Okay, so now I am going to take this. Let's get these together first. So very, very simple, but isn't that gorgeous with that, just that little bit of stamping behind those leaves? Just really, and I made this in another color, so I will show you it as well. And on that one, I used the rose gold for my leaves. Okay, so that's gonna be like that. Then we're gonna stamp the Happy Mother's Day on that white piece there. I got a little bit of sticky on here, so I want to remove that really quick. I had a little bit of glue on my fingers. All right, now this little piece right here, we're gonna put some dimensionals on that. Okay, stick that right on there. And then this is just gonna go right across here like this. Okay, and then we're going to grab, now this is a very, very, very old set, but it was one of the ones that I can find that say Happy Mother's Day in it. So I am going to use that Happy Mother's Day. But first, what I want to do on this piece is I'm going to come back in with my berry burst and to add just some decorative to the inside of this, I'm gonna put this like that. And then again, flip this and do it like that, just to add some of that color into the inside. And then we're gonna stamp the Happy Mother's Day. Gorgeous. Yes, very beautiful card, right, Kay? Now wait till you guys see the other color also. I really am digging the one that I made earlier this week, that I knew that I wanted to share this layout with you. But I wanted to give you a little bit of variety, showing you the two different colors, because I kind of like doing that with you guys, because you might not like, you know, the berry burst. That may not be your jam. So to show you in another variation of color, kind of might make you think twice about this card. Okay, there is a very, very beautiful, quick and easy card that you can get, you know, a bunch of these slammed out in different colors. Now, this is the other one that I was telling you about. How gorgeous is that? I am in love with this rose gold paper here, this foil paper. I did this one in Pretty Peacock, so it is the same exact card, but this one's got gold with Berry Burst, and this one has got rose gold with the Pretty Peacock. So just kind of gives you a little bit of a different look to them, but still both very, very gorgeous cards. So for liking this video, you're going to be in the drawing to win this card here, since it is the first card that we're making. So definitely make sure you like or heart this video. So yes, very, very beautiful. Okay, so that is card number 1. Let me go ahead and clean up some of this that I don't still need sitting around so I don't wind up sticking my card in any fresh ink, because that's not cool. And then, since my last card is going to need a lot of my blocks, I want to make sure that I put my other stuff away. Okay, so now on to card number 2. I am going to be using now, I did not grab the stamp set because I'm not going to be using the stamp set for this card. I am only going to be using the die set for this. So I am going to be using the Irresistible Blooms dies. This has a very, very beautiful stamp set that coordinates with it, but I'm simply going to be using the dies and the gorgeous designer series paper that comes with this. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, I've not seen that set in the catalog. Where are you finding that? You're right, it's not in our catalog. This is on our online exclusives only. That is the only way you will find this set. And this is a full suite that you can get with the stamp set, or maybe, you know what, maybe I lied. Maybe the suite is not available right now. But either way, you can go on there. You can find out all about this beautiful paper and stamp and dies bundle. Now remember, if you buy the bundle with the dies and the stamp set, you can save 10% as a bundle. Otherwise, you're going to pay regular price if you buy them separately. So what I'm going to be doing with this card, let me just show you this beautiful paper right now. This paper is double-sided. It is 6x6. So you've got some of the colors in this are Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. So you've got this really, really beautiful floral design on one side, and then you've got that watercolor on the other. There's your Peacock and Lost Lagoon. Now, this paper looks a lot like this little piece that we're going to use today. Now, with this paper, I will point out that the dies for the flowers, you have a big flower here and you have a smaller flower here. They cut out these 2 different size flowers here on this paper. Same with the leaves. The 2-part leaf will cut out the 2, the 3 will cut out the 3, and then you've got this little tiny one here that will cut out the little one here. And then you've got some single leaves here as well. Oh, here's the back side of that. I keep forgetting to show you guys the back side. This almost reminds me of like kind of Under the Ocean with some of the sea kelp. There's your soft sea foam and some pretty peacock. There again is that paper that you can use those dies to cut out those flowers. And then you've got this one here, and then that one there. Let me show you the back side of that. Okay. Just kind of like to show you that paper since, like I said, there is no catalog to see this beautifulness in. So to be able to see it this way, I know it still does not do it justice, but you get to at least see kind of a bigger of both sides. All right, so let me grab out what we're going to need. We're going to be grabbing our pretty peacock. This is 8.5 by 5.5. We're gonna fold it in half. Now, once we fold that in half, we're going to cut a little bit off of this front side. If I can find the ruler here. I thought there was a big clear ruler that I love to play with. And now, of course, that I didn't bring mine, I can't find hers. Ugh. Where is it? Well, good thing she's got this little tiny ruler sitting here. All right, so what I need to do is I need to cut this. And look at there, I didn't even bring my trimmer over here. My goodness. Thought I was so prepared. Good thing she's got all extras of this stuff. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to cut off 1 1/4 off of this side. So I'm simply going to cut off just 1 1/4. So what we're initially going to have, just if you look at it this way, you're going to have 7 1/4 by 5.5, and then you're gonna score it at the, if you were to do it either way, you're gonna still score it at your 4 1/4 mark. And then that's gonna give you your little fold right here. Okay, if you look at it that way. I will have all the dimensions listed over on my blog when we are done. You'll have to check back tomorrow since it takes me a while to get everything written and photographed and all that kind of stuff. But I do promise you there will be, it will be written over on my blog for the description. Cutting and scoring. Okay, so then the next piece that you need is a piece that's gonna go on the front of this. This is going to be 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And what we're gonna do with this is I am using, again, an online exclusive. You get 3 3D embossing folders when you purchase the basic 3D on the online exclusives. So I'm gonna put this in here, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna run this through the big embossing machine. So remember that when you use a 3D embossing folder, that you have to have the 3D plate. Now, when you initially buy your machine, it will come with one of those folders already in it. Or not folder, but one of those plates already with your machine. All right, so when you're done with that, you're gonna come out with this very, very beautiful, almost like a star print embossed image. This is now going to go right on the front here, like that. This is that, it almost looks holographic if you ask me, but it is called rose gold in foil. Very, very beautiful. It's almost blinding. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab this piece here. This is that die. Now this is a really, really cool die. So let me cut down this piece of paper because we don't need all of that. So I'm just gonna simply measure what I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm going to do the 1 1/4 for that. And then I'm going to take a piece of, this is the adhesive sheets. And now I know that I only need this to be 5 1/2 because that's as long as my card is over here on this, the width of that. So then I know that that's going to hang over a little bit on both ends, and that's okay. So now I'm going to take my adhesive sheet and I'm going to cut this down also at 1 1/4, if I can get it to sit still. I'm going to use this side as the measurement so I can hold that. I'm going to do 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. I am only going to be pulling off the one side. Let me move this out of the way now. Yay, Wendy, you made it. Okay, so I'm going to pull that off, flip this over, and I'm just going to simply attach this to the back. Of this, just like that. Okay. So now I have an adhesive sheet on there. Now I'm going to leave this one backing on here because when I die cut this, I can pull that backing off and then it's almost like I have a sticker. Because otherwise when you die cut something that is this intricate and then you try to put glue on it and put it on your paper, it doesn't always work the greatest. I always forget that I have adhesive sheets. And then by the time I already go to put it on there, it's too late. And then I wind up getting glue on everything. And so I wanted to make sure that I showed you this so you know that you can turn any of your dyed images into a sticker and it will stick directly onto your paper. And then you don't have to worry about trying to glue these little thin pieces and then glue getting all over your projects. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay this on here. Again, knowing that my die is longer than my paper. And then I'm gonna run this through. Now, just for good measures, because I have that glued or that sticky adhesive sheet on the back, I'm gonna run it through twice just to make sure I get a good cut with that. Okay. So now to move all these little pieces here. Now this is where you have to be very, very careful with this because it is pretty delicate. But it will all stay together because of the way that it is all kind of woven. So now to pull all these little weeded pieces out of here that we're not going to use. Okay, make sure I get all of that out of there. One more right here. I've got some hitchhikers that want to stay in my design. So let me get this all out of the way. We don't need all those pieces. All right, so now I need to grab my card here. Kind of trying to hold this all steady. You're going to grab that piece that I was telling you that is we would pull that backing off. We just need to grab this and try to pull that sticky, exposing the sticky. Okay, that is off. So now I've got to manipulate this back in place because things went haywire here. Okay, so I'm going to now, let me turn this thing around because it is all over the place because it's sticky. Okay, I'm going to place this down, watching this outside edge first. I'm going to place that all the way up to the top, and then I can start forming the other pieces together here, make those stand next to one another. And then once you have it in place, just go ahead and push it down because like I said, it is a sticker now. So now that fits perfectly on there. And then when you shut your card, you've got this beautiful, now with this pretty peacock, you can really see that rainbow effect on that card. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece here and we're going to glue that down. Okay, there's my white piece. Then I am going to take some of this paper with the leaves on it and that paper that had the flowers on it right here. And I'm going to, I already cut out the flowers because it's just easier. But as I'm making this card, I'm going to show you guys. So there are the two smaller flowers that I cut out of these two papers here. Then I grabbed, again, the other part of this paper, and I cut out a big one that we need to run through the embossing machine. So let me grab that along with, we are going to do our leaves also. So like I was saying, the small dies coordinate with, or the small flowers coordinate with the small flower. And then you've got this big flower right here that coordinates with the big flower. So I love it when they make dies that coordinate with the designer series paper because it really kind of takes the guesswork out of having to try to color or make everything match when they do it for us. Okay, again, you could stick that sticky sheet underneath there and make those adhesive, but with these, they're bigger. I don't have to worry about that. And so I can just go ahead and put glue on the back of those. Okay, so we have all three of those. Now we've got two different color leaves here. We can use the Pretty Peacock since we're working on a Pretty Peacock background paper, cardstock, or we could do the ones that have a white background. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the the pretty peacock ones, I will show you another card that I have created using the ones that I did the white, just to show you guys the different variations of these leaves. Now what I do is I come in here and I just kind of run my snips kind of down the side of this paper so I'm not destroying or disturbing any of the other leaves that I may want to cut out at some point in time. So then I just get myself a little piece of that I know will now go through my machine. And so I need one of the 3 leaves here. So let me line that up on there and cut that out. Okay, there's one of the 3 leaves. So just like that, it cuts it out perfectly. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. All right, and then I'm gonna do one of the 2 leaves right here. Okay, there's the 2 leaves. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the little tiny one that cuts out this little tiny floral image. Okay, you can stay there. And depending on where you're cutting, you're getting different greens in there as well. As the background on that leafed image. Okay. There's my little tiny leaves. All right, I also am going to need a little scrap of white, but that's not what I want. I need a different scrap. So hold on, let me grab a different scrap out here. So there's a scrap of white. Now I need to grab my, where did I put it? Pretty sure I brought it over here. Maybe I didn't. So I need to grab, hopefully she has it. Yep, she does. I need to grab the Pretty Peacock ink. And I am going to grab the, I'm going to use that other Mother's Day because I really like that sentiment. I'm going to use the Happy Mother's Day sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp that right on. Oops, that one didn't come out too clear. So let's do it again. There we go, much better. So I'm gonna give that time to dry before we die cut that out. So I'm gonna set that aside so we can get the rest of our card put together. So what I am going to do here is I am going to place my flowers on here, kind of going like this. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue those, but hold on, I need to make this card stay closed. There we go. Okay, so kind of like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down. Okay, and then the big one, we're gonna glue it down as well. Kind of turn it like that. Okay, let's grab our leaves. So for the 3-leaf, I'm just gonna put just a little bit of glue on the bottom because I'm just gonna tuck that up underneath this big flower. Just like that, down towards the bottom there. Okay, the 2-leaf, again, put a little bit of glue at the bottom, tuck it down in between. And then my little tiny 3 leaves here. Put that right up there. Okay. Now, for here, I need to grab, I am going to be using the Something Fancy dies, and I want this little die right here. I need my plates again so we can cut this out. So I'm just going to place that on there, try to make that straight, like that. Need to grab a piece of tape and straighten that out, keep it from wiggling around because we don't want it all jacked up. This is gonna be too beautiful of a card for that to not be straight. Okay, there's our little label that we need. Put this back in here. Again, that came from the Something Fancy dies. Love these dies. This die set can be a completely standalone label die set if you are looking for something like that. That is an excellent stamp or die set, and that is in our catalog. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to grab this little cutie and put some mini dimensionals on both ends. And then I'm going to simply put this right down here in the bottom with just a little skosh of it hanging over, just like that, because since it kind of comes over this, you can just see a little bit of it. So there is our beautiful, nope, that wouldn't look good. I was trying to see if I had any embellishments that went with that, but I don't. Because of the fact that this is that rose gold, I don't want to put too many crazy things on there, and I have to order the Pretty Peacock, the new embellishments to put that on there. So hopefully whoever wins this card, if you have some embellishments and you want to add to it, you can. So there is our card. I will be placing a piece of white in here. I forgot to cut a piece of it out to put in the inside of this card to add an inside to that. But there is our very, very beautiful, loving the colors of this. That Pretty Peacock, I'm so glad they brought that back because it is a very beautiful blue. So let me show you the other one that I made. This is the other one using same product, but instead of doing the rose gold or regular gold, I went ahead and just did white to show you the difference with the white. And then I did this on Lost Lagoon. So you've got the Pretty Peacock here, and you've got Lost Lagoon here, but just not quite as dressed up on this one with the white. So you can simplify it and it's still just as beautiful, maybe if not more beautiful. It's your, it's your call. You decide how you want your card when you recreate this. Also, what I was telling you is, see how I cut these leaves out for this one to really make that pretty peacock pop. So this one is it's almost like it's been stamped in pretty peacock. This one here is the white on the color that I was telling you for the leaves, that you can choose how you wanted to do it. I did the white on this one because I know I was doing white for the little beaded thing over here. So, okay. To give you guys the variations in cards. I love doing that. Now this last one, I did not make a variation in. This is kind of something I just came up with this morning for my third card because I knew that I needed to make a third card. Now, this third card is got a lot to it. Don't get me wrong, but wait till you guys see it. It is well worth creating. I will show you guys where I got the inspiration for this card. I actually got it right out of the catalog because you guys know how I'm always telling you to really use your catalogs for the inspiration that it is meant for. And of course I didn't mark the page, but it'll be easy to find here. I am going to be using well, I should probably clean up my mess here first, but I want to show you guys this. Oh, right there. I'm going to be using the Timeless Arrangements. Very, very beautiful set. So hold tight while I get that out for you. Let me get all this kind of cleaned up and moved, so I keep everything kind of semi together. Okay. So I'm going to be using this bundle right here. Again, this is called the Timeless Arrangements Bundle. This has got some amazing sentiments in it. You've got a ton of sentiments, an amazing die set. So let me get to it and show you that. That is on page 67. And I forgot to show you guys the inspiration that I got. So this box right here, I'm going to not be making a box, but I'm going to be making a card kind of using this, minus the ribbon because I don't need like a big bow on the side of a card. That would kind of not make shipping it in an envelope very easy, but I'm going to kind of create this same little look, but my card is going to be a landscape card, not a portrait card, kind of how they have it. So let's get to it. So I am using my Fresh Freesia as my card base, 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold this in half. Thank you, Sheila. It's always nice to hear that you guys like my little creations that I make for you guys. Okay, so there is my card base. Again, we're going to be doing it landscape style. I feel like I am all over the place here. Hold on. Let's center ourselves out here again, hopefully. There we go. So I know kind of where I'm at on here for you guys to see me. Okay, here is the set of this. It is Timeless Arrangements, plus you get all this beautiful different little floral images. And these little pieces, you might be saying, well, wait a minute, not too many words can fit in those. Okay, I will be showing you, they're not necessarily meant for words. They're meant to be stacked behind like one of these little images here. So we're going to be doing that, and I will show you how that's going to work. So my first piece that I'm grabbing is going to be this is the Moody Mauve, tongue twister. And I am going to be using, let's see, I think I'm gonna say For Always Being There, but I'm gonna do Thank You for Always Being There. Okay, for being there. And then thank you is, there it is, right up there. Okay. So now let me get my blocks. I'm gonna stamp that there, and I'm gonna stamp this in Moody Mauve. So tone on tone. Then grab the thank you. Stamp that right above it. Okay, worked great. All right, let me put these words away since, like I said, I've got so many different things that we're gonna be doing on this card. I definitely want to make sure I don't lose anything. All right, let's put this away. And then we're gonna put the Mother's Day sentiment in the inside of this. So let me die cut this out, this little image that we need. So this is where I was saying I'm going to be grabbing this little square or rectangle, I might say, not a square, and see, okay, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna grab this one here, and we're gonna use that. Okay, I might need to grab my little piece of tape, and what did I do with it? To hold this together. Okay, that is kind of going to be our focal point, is this little piece right there. So that's why I wanted to make sure I got that cut out first so we can start attaching things to that and start seeing where we need to go from there. Okay, so now you're going to need a scrap of garden green. Now what you're gonna do with your garden green is you're going to come in with this one here that kind of has these little sprig pieces, and you are going to die cut that out of your paper twice. You need that 2 times. When you do, you're gonna get 1 and 2. Now, this is where I was saying these little pieces here, those go behind your little label, just like that, so you don't see them, but they stay in place. And so we will be kind of building this up. Okay, so there's those 2 pieces. Let's get everything out that we're gonna need. Okay, you're also going to keep this scrap piece out, and using this little leaf right here that has all these little leaves on it, we're going to grab that, and we are going to stamp and die cut that 3 times, also using tone on tone. So garden green and garden green. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're gonna die cut those out. Now I did that ahead of time because we've got a lot of things we're gonna be working on here that I wasn't gonna make you sit here and watch me die cut all these things 100 million times. Okay, maybe not quite that many, but you got it. So then when we take this die right here and we line that up on there, we're going to cut all 3 of those out. When you do, you're gonna come out with 3 of these little dandies. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now We're done with our garden green. Now we need to get a piece of our wild wheat, which is a new in color. What we're gonna do on that is we are going to take this little sprig piece that has these two little kind of sharper leaves on it. We're going to die cut that twice. Okay, when we do, we're gonna get 1 and 2 of those. Okay, then we'll be done with that. Then we need a scrap piece of white. We are going to be using our Memento ink because we're going to be using a couple of our Stampin' Blends to color this in. So we need to have the little, almost like little berry looking stamp for that one. And we're going to use this one right here that has the actual little flowers on it. So we're going to stamp this 3 times. I don't think I need to stamp it 3 times for you guys, but you get what I'm saying. Stamp it 3 times, and then same with your little flowers. Stamp them 3 times. Just like that. Okay, close that up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be grabbing my fresh freesia for the flowers. So I'm gonna take my dark fresh freesia and I'm gonna come in here and just kind of bring it on those little marks that they have added into these flowers and towards the bottom. So it looks like that is the little darker piece, like the shadowing from the leaves. Okay, and also I'm going to color in these using the dark. Okay, then coming in with light. Just fill those flowers in. Okay, like that. Then grabbing the light wild wheat, I'm going to color in these little berries on all 3 of these. Okay, just like that. Then using the flower, I'm gonna cut all 3 of those out. And then coming down here and grabbing the little berry one, those line right up and I will cut all 3 of those out. Okay, I have done this ahead of time because again, like I said, you don't wanna sit here all night long watching me die cut. So there are my 3 flowers. There are my little 3 berries, just like that. Now I can move this out of the way. Okay, I'm going to be grabbing my fresh freesia and this little stamp right here that has those little circles just like they did in the catalog. But first I want to kind of get this set up the way that we kind of want it. So for this, I'm going to go, I need my catalog so first I can see it because it is too far away for me to even see what is going on. All right, so if I hold this sideways, I'm going to now get my placement of things before I start stamping my background on here. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of my little greens, put it there, another one of my greens up over here, and then another one down here. Okay, just kind of setting things around, see how we like them. We're gonna do one of these, one of these first is going to go down, and then this will go kind of on top of that, just like that. So I'm gonna glue those two together because I already know that that's gonna go on top of that. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my green glue here and stick that layered right on top of that. Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you guys. We have a crazy animal cat thing that is destroying things around on our properties. So just to let you know that I talked to one of my neighbors, and there are some dogs around that are ripping bumpers off of cars. Like, have you ever heard of a dog being so crazy that it rips a bumper off of a vehicle? I guess it must have been going after a rodent or something, but yeah, I had never heard of that. And I was going to tell you guys, hey, or ask you guys, hey, have you guys ever heard of a dog? Like, my mindset went to thinking of Cujo. Remember the dog Cujo and that movie way back in the day, that Stephen King movie that dogs would, that dog was so rabid that it was like just crazy insane. Yeah, I was talking to one of the neighbors the other day, and she said, yeah, she goes, we've got some dogs in the neighborhood that have been like destroying people's cars and ripping the bumpers off of their vehicles, and just ridiculously crazy. I was like, what in the world? I've never heard anything like that. So I thought, I'm going to ask you guys, because I know you guys are all over the place and maybe you've seen crazy dogs being psychos, but I'd never seen anything like that or heard of anything like that. Okay, so since that's going to sit there, I want this leaf. Staring at this picture, I want that kind of behind that green, like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to this piece here, okay? Because I know that I want that on that side. And so I was telling a neighbor, I go, what would cause a dog to do that? Well, and they have hurt some of her chickens. Well, actually, it killed her chickens, but she was saying that when she called animal control, they won't do anything about it. And because of the person who owns these animals, you don't want to cause a rift with them because they're people that you just don't want to mess around with. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, she was like, I don't know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to take, now that I see what we have going on here. All right, so this is when I'm going to grab this little stamp since I've got kind of those kind of set up how I want it. This one here is going to kind of come down here. This one's going to go here. But now I want to take this little squiggly thing, and I'm going to do it right over here. A couple of different angles of it. Like that. And then do the same thing up over here on this corner. Like that. Maybe one more in the center of that. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to take, we've got these little tiny, these little strips right here, kind of like those green ones that we cut out, but I'm gonna do it in Moody Mauve just to add a little bit more depth. These are not the easiest things to hold on to, let me tell you. Okay, now with this in Moody Mauve, kind of like that. Okay. I know it's hard for you guys to kind of see these, but there's those little Fresh Freesia little ring things that you can just kind of barely see on there since they're tone on tone. All right, so what I'm going to do, since that has already been put together, I am going to just set this on here like this. Okay, and now I'm going to start adding these little pieces. But since they're going to go completely down, I'm gonna glue those because we're gonna pop this up. But I want to get everything kind of glued down. Okay, so just taking these green, garden green leaves that I have and just placing those under where I want them. Now it's gonna look like things are getting lost in the shuffle here, but I promise you when this is done, it is absolutely stunning. Okay, so like that. Then we're gonna do the same thing with these, but I'm gonna put glue on the front side of the stem because they're gonna get popped up as well. But on the underside of this little piece here, but I have to hold it to be able to know where I'm going with this stuff. Okay. Then we need another one of those coming right down out of this section here. So grab my glue. Now you're just kind of pushing these up and under where you want them to be placed. Okay, like that. We're gonna do one of the little wild wheat ones right in here, like that. Okay, hold that there a second. So everything kind of gets a placement. This one, we're gonna have it coming out right of this, kind of this corner piece right here. Okay, and then this one will come out right here. And then we need this next one coming right out of here. I know, doesn't that look crazy busy, but it's going to be beautiful once we get it all set up on here. Just like so. But we are going to put some dimensionals now that everything is glued on there. Well, and glued to my fingers. Now to find my scissors, my little snips. Oh, there they are. I can see my little hangy thing. All right, so let's cut some dimensionals. Get those on there. And see, and that's all you need to do is if you do not have a demonstrator that you are working with and you would like a catalog, please go over to my blog, stampinthepinkbarn.com. And if you scroll down to any of my blog posts, you will read how to register for a catalog. Catalogs are always free. I simply have you fill that out so you can either place an order with me, an online order, or you will just simply have to pay the shipping for the catalog because shipping is a thing. I give you guys the catalogs for free. So I simply just ask you to pay for the shipping unless you are a current customer of mine, and then you will always get the current catalogs from me. Okay, so then that is going to now get added right there in the center on top of, because that kind of looks like a hot mess, right? Now we are going to pretty up that hot mess by centering this kind of like that. Okay, very, very beautiful. Loving this card. So now let's take some of these embellishments and add these to this card. So these are in colors, so I'm going to be using the Moody Mauve on this card. I'm going to take a couple of these and let's add one right over here. This one right up here. A big one right down there. And then we'll do another one right there. Like that. Alrighty, so there is our beautiful card inspired by this card right here from the catalog. Dig in the colors. The colors are such beautiful colors together. I would have never thought to put Moody Mauve with Fresh Freesia. And maybe that's not the color they used, but hey, you know what? I'm going to go with it because that's what I thought looked good and looked just like what they've created. So let me bring in all the cards that we have created tonight so you guys can see them all again. And remember, like, comment, and share on this video. You have all the way up until next Monday to get entered into the winnings or the drawing for these cards. So don't feel like just because you didn't watch me live tonight and you're watching the replay of this, simply make sure that you come over to my Facebook page, like, comment, share to get yourself in the winning of these cards. I know people share on YouTube and I appreciate that so much. But my drawing is simply here for the for the Facebook. Okay, there are our 3 cards. Hopefully you guys love these as much as I loved creating them for you. I think they are so beautiful and they turned out so well for you guys. Please feel free to recreate these and make them your own. We do have Mother's Day coming up, so that's why I wanted to inspire you guys by making Mother's Day cards. And so maybe you guys can take your own spin, create these. If you do create one of these cards and you do put your own spin on it, please share with us. Share with us over on Pink Barn Stampers group and let us see what you've come up with. Because, hey, maybe you can inspire somebody else to get creative as well. You love the first card. I know, right? Isn't that just so simply elegant? And again, if you have some of that rose gold paper, you could use that on there and really bring out that, rose pink color with that if you choose, because here's a big sheet of it. You can see the rainbow color in that. You can use that on so many cardstock colors. So yes, please, 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 please recreate these cards and have fun with them. Put, more embellishments on them. I just don't have any in these colors right now, but I did have the in color ones. And even though, I could probably throw those Moody Mauve ones on this card and you would never know. But it probably needs maybe some gold or something like that. But I was just going to leave it alone, let you guys decide what you want to do with them. And there you guys go. Well, I hope this gives you guys some inspiration to go make yourself some Mother's Day cards. Homemade cards always put a smile on someone's face, knowing that you've put your time and your love into the cards that you are giving to your family and friends. Have yourselves a great rest of your week. Be safe out there in this crazy world that we live in. And I will see you guys back here Thursday. Well, not back here on Facebook, but over on YouTube on Thursday for Coffee and Cards. That is noon Pacific is when I do that. So you guys have a great week. Thanks for coming in and sticking with me and spending your evening with me. All right, guys. Bye.